can see the players, they're getting ready to go on stage. We'll see what we're playing in a moment for map select, and then actually ask and you shall receive. Look at that. Wow, the timing. Some say I have the power. All right, here we go. Bind, Split, and Abyss are going to be your battlegrounds. Abyss, if necessary. How are you feeling about this one, Emily?
I'm actually really excited because looking at the first two maps, Bind and Split, these are very brawly maps, right? And when I look at Lev, when I see them play, they love to run like double controller, double duelist. They love to fight. And when I look at Crew, they love having that loose kind of playstyle, whatever works for them. And we see them fight as well. So I don't even know who can come out on top of these maps, but it will not be going down without a fight.
I'm really interested to see this map for Bind as well, because we haven't seen it for Crew. In that first week, we saw Naxid playing this chamber that we know him for. And then second week, he decided to step away from this, playing a little bit more of that Viper, play something else. So I'm really curious about how this composition should be, Jonah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to see it here in a second, but in my opinion, I think for Crew to win this series, it has to be a 2-0. Looking at this map pool, Bind and Split, those are two maps you can easily pug on. You know, just simple execs. And if it goes to the third map, Abyss, that's more tactical. That's more King's playground. He's good at push pulling, causing rotates, making the other team guess, and having a bunch of stand-ins. That could be an issue with communication.
And he's going to have a good time with that kind of play style with the double duelist setup that he has there, Jaya. We saw Waylay as well as Yoru get locked up here, and on the other side, we're getting a little chamber action from Infiltrator.
I really like to see this, and it answers our questions. We're seeing Neon on the other side, and the compositions as well for Lev change, because now you have this double duelist that we saw in the offseason when they were playing in that Chinese offseason tournament. It was this double duelist that you're probably going to continue to see Sato and Neon running, making that play a little bit faster. That was one of the comments that we always had about Lev in the past couple of matches, that it felt like it was really slow, but it feels like this should change it a little bit.
Yeah, and we haven't really dived into it, but yeah, I mean, Neon's in this squad now, and that does change the dynamic, Emily, of how this should play out for Lev, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what else he brings to the team besides firepower, because I think Lev have plenty. I think Lev have plenty of firepower, so I'm hoping to see him kind of step up, maybe bring up the energy, get hyped on that stage, maybe even a little bit of mid-round calling. I don't know what to expect.
Could be. I will say, though, Jonah, they already have a lot of firepower. You just add more firepower on top of firepower, you get double firepower.
And with Neon, he's been in the scene for a while, in tier 2. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's incredibly smart, because he's been under coaches for since he was 14.
Wow.
And coming into his debut match today, I can see him generating ideas, being a hype guy, and on top of it, killing everybody.
Yeah, what makes it interesting, though, is just how much King has available at his disposal here, right?
Yeah.
Especially because you have all these players that are, last year we saw playing on that duelist role. You look at this left squad, 4 of the 5 players that you have right now have played duelist at some point in their careers, and that is pretty recent. The only one that hasn't played it is Blozin, because when he was playing that Challengers team, you already had Neon playing that duelist. So he's the only one that is a little bit of a difference maker. And when we talk about that pressure that Neon has to be feeling, he honestly seems to be pretty chill. He knows that the entire team and honestly the community is relying on him, but he knows how to deal with that pressure. He has been coached by Owner and Jane for quite some time, so he's ready for this debut.
All right, well, let's see if he in fact is ready, because we are ready for the match. So let's go ahead and send it over to your casters. It's do or die, so who better on the call than Uber and Wyatt?
Thank you very much, Alex. And not just the stakes, of course, of this match. Like you mentioned, the loser is out of kickoff and out of contention for Santiago, which for some of these Chilean players in the game, there might be something on line there. But also on the topic of Neon, it's funny that it's his debut. He's 18 years, 2 days old, and he's going to go up against a bunch of players he played when he was on Lev Academy in his first game on stage.
Definitely some comfort there for your debut match to go up against guys that you've been competing against within your region, within Challengers, within that time on Lev Academy before being promoted. And I will say, there's definitely a lot of pressure on his shoulders.
Sure.
And that is just coming off the fact that Lev, they're in the lower bracket. This is do or die. And the narrative has basically become, okay, but when Neon comes back, we'll be playing the comps that we've been practicing, and everything will be fine. We'll go on a run, we won't lose a single other game, and we will qualify for Masters.
Listen, if
no pressure to the newcomer, Mitch.
If the Chinese Mega Awesome Super Esports Festival Cup was anything to go by, then LEVIATÁN.
Was that the correct name?
Yeah, definitely.
That tournament name was a mouthful.
They're going to be looking good here, but the Headhunter's already struck in this round. It's going to be hit over towards the B side. It blows. He's got the stopping power. More than just a light breeze. This guy knocks him flat. Now, Crew in shambles. With Infiltrator inside Hookah and nags it sheepishly, leaving back down B long. They are going to need to pivot.
Coincidentally, 4 shots left in that Headhunter and 4 players on Lev left a lot. Well, 3.
How fortuitous.
Unfortunate. He can still get 3 kills, though.
Bro still has a bandit, so chill him.
Spike, though, who will be back on the Viper now that Neon is in the roster. Spike's intended role, actually. He'll have lurked down short. We'll get the 1, traded by Nags, but now rest of Lev on the rotate to clean up this round with ease.
Spike.
Nagtet's someone who we identified as being a real, he still got it, I think is the best way to put it. Like a real shooter in Crew's previous series. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough to get them out of the lower bracket. Still promising signs. Sato steps up. You will notice him looking to the crowd because I think he's signaling to Luke Show and Shaw sitting up there. So he's, I don't know if he's fully locked in yet, but he's enjoying himself out there.
I'm already on display from this round 1. This Lev team,
What the?
they have cracked out Gen Alpha players that are just going to never miss shots. I mean, this team is just 4 of the upcoming youngest players in the league, all with insane aim that were in Tier 2 in Brazil or in LATAM Challengers, and then King and Owner. And they are trying to guide them to the promised land.
Crew's not so different. I mean, that's the whole premise of the Crew Academy system, that Nagset would be joined by 4 of these young and upcoming players. A couple of them obviously have found their way onto this roster. They can throw Infiltrator and Governor in. But I wonder if Lev have, you know, we wondered, did they over-index in this youth? Did they go for like a really risky play with like a really young roster alongside King? But it's too early to say, I think. Obviously not where they want to find themselves in kickoff so far, but Crew have already found themselves well and truly on this A site with that short wall from Viper. Sato, though, now freed up after dealing with Infiltrator.
While engaged in a 30-second minigame towards Showers, the rest of Crew just slowly walk down into the site, put down some smokes. And now, finally trying to get the spike down. I mean, they are really expecting some aggression to come out from Lev or trying to bait someone into doing something here. I mean, they could have planted this spike rounds ago.
They're out of util. That's the problem. I think they realized that. They were hoping to draw LEVIATÁN out of position, but we never got a spike plant in the end. And like, there is a lot of that cringe post-plant capacity to this setup, but for whatever reason, Crew can never actually get in there and find an early plant.
Yeah, we were just hoping they would tap and then someone would do something, reveal themselves, but no.
The Showers
did not happen.
I think if Sato winning Showers could have been the issue there.
One enemy remaining.
Nice shots from King. All right, well, round 3, first buy round for this Crew team. Let's see what they've got in store for us. First time on this map for them in kickoff.
It's honestly a weird map pool for Crew, considering what they've mostly been trying to play. Abyss, Pearl, and Breeze. Only one of those actually finds itself in this series, and it was floated. So what are they picking Split for? That's something to look forward to in the second map.
The Unliv have gone back to the bind pick, which they picked into 100 Thieves and then lost. So. But of course, they didn't have Neon then, and all hopes for this team riding on him, it feels like.
And if you want to look at a team who are really bought into the Yoru Waylay comps on as many maps as they can be, it is these guys. Owner really has them trying to drill down on this comp. Pearl, they go the Chamber instead, but outside of that, yeah.
Wanted to make some use of that refract, was MTA, so he jumped in for info. Opposite side of the map again, Sato is just fighting 1v1s towards Shower, gets the kill. After Crew had made some noise over on that B side, they feel like it's time to get on over to short, try and work into this site. No wall up, just straight contact right now.
Infiltrator got healed up, but still a one-shot to this Outlaw now. The rest of the Crew, though, with full armor.
Oh, and there they are, baiting out some of the util with the tap first. Molly gone from King. And they can try to stick the second time, but it looks like they have intentions of trying to find a kill first, do something proactive to even up the numbers.
It's dangerous, but Neon still needs 2 shots to take any of those down, and he actually misses both of them. 19 seconds. Where's the plant going to be? I think Crew realize they've got to go for it now. Sato has to saturate. That's something that could interact with them effectively here, but he goes down. Poison Orb in the way. MTA's also been able to deal with blows. That's pretty close up on that A site. Now Neon as well, not with the best weapon for the situation, has to consider the Sheriff, but now it's him and Spike v3.
Spike pretty far away, just arriving at the scene. Looks like Neon wants to try and throw a flashbang, but he's going to throw it for Spike to get into Lamps.
I don't think there's much to find here, Wyatt. Not the bonus round that LEVIATÁN are looking for. Another kill or so. I might have been a bit happy about it. Neon looking for something now on the exit. So he'll be buying. Yeah, I guess absolutely nothing. Crew plays safe. This time a slightly quicker plant. They respect the stall utility gets thrown up by LEVIATÁN, but still, job done.
I do want to see what happened with the kills that they actually got there on the replay. It might have just been straight up spam through the smokes.
Perhaps the one towards triple was.
Well, that was the Sato minigame part 2.
Yep.
Yep. Spam for the first, and then King just kind of didn't bother trying to retrieve the gun because he just had the Sheriff.
Good composure, nice. Keep it calm.
They are calm. They are composed. Neon is picking up the Operator now after that last round with the Outlaw. Wasn't hitting a lot of shots, so maybe he can heat up here.
Yeah. Did hit the first shot, but obviously it was a fully armored target that got healed up by Sky.
Toxins going up.
What is the move? Neon is pushed down short with that off. In the meantime, Snakebite, Smoke, Crew want to take that control of Octagon.
Up against the Chamber, so Chamber does have to put himself on the line. There's never free way to do that.
Yeah, Neon is forced away just because of that wall going up.
Now Neon has to decide if he actually really wants to be here at B, while the rest of his team actually make it very obvious they've made a rotation. That makes sense. There's info to be gained there for Sato as he goes around the world.
Yeah, I mean, pretty funny play to double TP, and it's a clone, and then Sato just going all the way back to A. But yeah, now Neon is able to post up on that B side, sends his gate crash all the way over towards A heaven, as Crew very slow to just wander their way back to the B side where they have control of Octagon, and Neon is posted up in the right area of the map. Will he get an opportunity to get a shot off though before MTA just dashes right in?
Oh, unlucky timing. Neon gets out without the weapon in hand, but this spot has been very good for blows so far. And he delivers another nice little two-piece. Yeah, he's low, but this swing off for Neon is a free kill virtually. Oh, Nagzed pinned to the wall with that one. Neon is online.
Starting to feel it with that second shot. See a bit of the confidence on his face there too when he hit it. Crew are definitely struggling getting into this B side at the moment. You called it, but it's this spot from close, just waiting in the smoke, and then as soon as the timing is right and there's action being taken and attention from Crew being drawn elsewhere, he just pops out, gets another couple easy kills.
It's been straightforward stuff for LEVIATÁN here. Some early, mid-round movements, taking TPs and then refracting back if you're Sato. Crew really weren't sure what was the safest site to hit with all that noise being made. I mean, Yoru was always causing problems like that. He could always imply the presence of more people with the clone in a certain spot than otherwise would be true. Owner sort of said, on social media recently that he's really just being very results-oriented about this run for LEVIATÁN here. Feels like there's a lot of ways that people develop their opinions of coaches and their effectiveness. He's kind of had to just divest himself of that and focus on getting the dub here. This is the last chance in kickoff. It would be tough for either of these teams, who, by the way, have played each other in like 6 matches with international qualification implications. Not finals, not qualifiers necessarily, but
like direct elimination games.
Exactly. Somehow they always seem to go head-to-head in matches like this. So yeah, very different rosters, but there's just, that's why it was called the El Clasico. It was always these matches of consequence, these games that really mattered. And I think it still matters. The stakes are still high. Crew got a bit of catching up to do here on Bind, though.
Different rosters aside from Nags and King. We have a lot of history against each other.
And they have the same role in their respective rosters, too. Shepherding the next generation.
Both trying to make that lower bracket run to be able to compete on home soil at Masters. MTA is in very quickly, right into the backside. Oh my god, Spike gets that wall saturated.
The 1B?
Sure.
I guess that's what happens when you get close to the Phantom.
He's kind of just like that.
Either way, this is, again, Crew being really slowed up. What does the next wave of their util look like? They're honestly down to very little. Would love to close the gap for players like Governor, Infiltrator, who can only play off the Headhunter here.
You really just hate to take a duel against any player on Lev. That's sort of the roster that they've got.
Yeah.
it feels like a team that if you catch them on the right day or wrong day, depending on your point of view, you could just get steamrolled by virtue of never winning a single aim fight the entire time.
Infiltrator is doing all the right things here, looking for these openings without exposing himself over much. But there's nothing there to be found. This Leviatán roster feels like they've just got a bunch of primarily duelists on the roster. It's like taking 5 strikers and trying to turn them into the world's best soccer team, right?
Yes.
Definitely an anime plot.
That's the plot of Blue Lock. I know a lot about it.
Let's go, dude.
You definitely didn't just tell me that earlier. All right, Lev are just right back in on this.
You could have got so much street cred, man, if you just gone with it. I wouldn't have said anything, dude.
Too honest. Well, maybe Infiltrator can get something done on shore. Probably not.
No.
Probably not. In fact, they're just going to let him live. Or no.
Now he's busy infiltrating the inside of his eyelids.
Unfortunate for him. Yeah, that's just way too easy for Lev on that quick little flood/retake. Ooh. And yeah, it all started there where MTA had a nice dash right into the brim smoke, instant saturate, placed well, but Spike is just a little bit too good.
Yep. I believe the internal canine is becoming more external as the game continues.
Well, we have the buy for crew now, and Infiltrator has picked up the AWP for the chamber on attack. And Lev have no hesitation against that. They are going right in.
Pro takes a shot, then throws the saturate. I don't think there was any follow-up on the position there of the Sky, of Governor. But he was definitely impacted by that deployable.
Oh, for a second I thought Neon might have done something insane. He was still in that smoke by Market, but does teleport back to B.
A re-clear shower here.
Yeah, is that? No, not going to see Infiltrator.
So. He's just going to walk up. Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, dude. So, behind the ring clear of the Prowler, Sato opts to walk up onto the line.
Yeah, just with that Prowler not actually spotting Infiltrator, and they don't know that there was an AWP that was pretty free for him.
Yep.
So crew who have been struggling in the first kill department in the last few rounds do have an opportunity now to get a second round on the board, moving back towards this A side, playing into the site off of the secret. This nightfall is going to cause some serious issues.
Well, that's here for MTA, and Saturate got there. Hard fights to lose. Those ones aren't they? It's Infiltrator seeing Spike come through the TP and found him with a Headhunter.
30 seconds left.
It's up to King, who is simply trying to ferry the AWP to safety. The transporter himself.
Neon tried to take a little timing out of Heaven there as well. Crew really, they're having problems planting the spike on this A side.
Slight mechanical.
Even with
mechanical jitter,
they are having problems with that. But now Neon tried to take that timing, got caught as well. That's good awareness from Infiltrator. He's really impressed me on this little mini crew run where him and Governor have been taking a break from Winthrop to commit to this team, trying to make it happen during kickoff. And I definitely think he's put himself on the map with what he's shown so far. Like I'm sure he was a consideration for some teams. There must have been some coaches and GMs looking at that guy coming into this year, but I think he's definitely solidifying for himself that he's got a future in the league ahead of him.
Yeah, with that, we had a bit of turnover, I want to say, like more seasoned talent, and maybe just some prospects that didn't work out this year. So there were plenty of coaches and teams that went to the well of challengers, but I want to suggest that, you know, teams like MIBR and NRG really led the way in this regard and helped everyone wake up last year just to how much talent there is in Tier 2 in Americas. And then I feel like the year before that, that was when people realized how much talent there is in, you know, LATAM and Brazil to bring up from Tier 2. And we're still seeing that with these two rosters now.
So AWP being purchased again for Neon. See where he ends up posting up. Ultimate's going to be in play here as well. Spike, Sato, Benji, they're all just one orb away. Down short of the intentions from Neon. Lev hoping to maybe funnel someone into him by making an aggro play right out of B. You don't want to go there. Look at how many players we have. You just want to go walk down short.
We're rattling our sabers at you menacingly. But there's been these early pops from Leviatán last couple rounds now. One in up short A, that one obviously towards that hookah and ramp direction. So some good early info for Leviatán, but they're still sitting on the weaker side towards A. Crew starting to circle. Blows is on his way over. This might be a slightly awkward position. Note, of course, the gate crash in vent for Neon. There it is. Easy pick. Infiltrator shows himself. Now, LEVIATÁN play that sort of post-plant, that retake scenario with a player advantage.
I mean, look at the minimap right now for Crew. This is crazy. They have dragged everyone from Lev over towards this A side. Now they're going back as one player teleports away. And MTA is able to get out of there. So the B hit is on, but Lev are so fast to get in here. The pace from Crew doesn't seem like it was enough.
Mike's going to get busy. It was a refractive, I think, from Sato. He's going to be a little bit later getting here by the looks of things. It was a refracting in Swarm. Either way, here's a Viper's Pit now as MTA keeps his eyes trained on that elbow direction, and Sato is just obscured by the Viper's Pit. Orbital strike thrown down. Obviously, now this one from Crew is going to make it hard to get into the site whatsoever. 9 seconds left in the round. There's going to be a plant at some point. Nagset would have been the one, but he's brought down. King and Blows get there before Crew can actually make something happen. Crew are just too slow on some of these rounds.
Yeah, it really was just the lack of pace. They actually had the right idea there. They were set up for a nice little foray into that B side, dragging all of the rotates to A. But it was just a few seconds, it felt, of hesitation getting in that allowed the Lev rotates to get back. Sato goes all the way through elbow. And Lev, they're just throwing playmakers at them. Just keep sending in these demonic children that they have on their team to just go make plays, man.
There's like 5 Chuckies out there. Or like the baby zombies from Minecraft. You know, the ones that run really fast at you. Yeah. All right. The Trailblazer up B-long. This time to early pop from LEVIATÁN, respecting maybe the better weapons of Crew at the disposal now.
So Crew are able to take some control of Octagon. This is a similar setup to Lev that we've seen them have, just completely brick wall Crew on the B hits. Pay attention to Blows here.
MTA was trying to pre-aim that spot from Blows. He knew he'd be sat there, but Sato's the one that swings out. Well, at least Crew being faster about it this time. Unfortunately, that spike is on the wrong side of that doorway. Benji now with a Sky Smoke on top of him has to puzzle away to retrieve it.
Yeah, all of Lev making their way over towards this B side, save for Spike, who's just watching for the potential of a long A lurk. And really, so long as Lev just don't give anything away here and play with discipline, Crew have
30 seconds
zero
left.
options, and this round is good as done.
And you're going to see in the next 5 to 10 seconds the decision about whether they go for it or not be decided. I think this orb take tells you everything you need to hear, especially with a molly thrown in front of Octagon to bleed the clock further.
Yeah, at this point, it is just going to be a save from Crew,
10
and
seconds
have
left.
to respect that play from them. It would be genuinely hopeless if they tried to jump out into this site right now. They know there's no chance.
It's a deflating round, though, for Crew. I mean, they finally get those guns back to hand. Want to try and, like, they're just playing in behind the Trailblazer. It's not overly intricate, I think, on that B side of the map, but they definitely feel like they've got something going, but it's that same spot. It's that B side container and this spot that Blows is playing from. This is half the issue there as well. Yeah, look at the C's, man.
Yeah, that's so good. MTA
tries to
dashed in
dash
and then,
out.
yeah, just dragged right back into the smoke. Yeah, Blows there not getting kills as he did on the previous rounds, but that C's just as impactful, setting up for free ones for the site anchors.
Sato just illustrating, yeah, his head went that way and his legs went that way.
Sato with an ult in this round, by the way. Still the op from Neon.
And here's a push-up.
Active. They are active. Both extremities. They're pushed up into shower with Sato. Neon pushed all the way down B long.
Sato going for it. It's hard to get confirmation on whether that saturate hits, but Sato knows he's advantage there against Infiltrator. Oh man, King is locking it down here at the A side. Governor trying to be cute about it. Does find some success in that engagement, but he's knocked to 85. And it's only him and Nagset left with it all to do.
Yeah, that was awkward. It looked like the flashed up. Nags tries for a little bit of pre-fire, but it's
I am
just
two-dimensional
easy for
presently.
Neon.
I am Paper Mario. That is a flattening round.
It is just what I mean. I don't know what you can do against Lev sometimes, man. I mean, I do think if this team reaches their peak potential, that is scary. That's frightening.
I feel like it's...
And that fright scales the older you are.
Like, the older you get, the more scary it gets?
Yes.
But then Nagset is feeling like he's positively 200.
Yeah, rough round. It does feel like Lev resembles Sentinels in that same desire to, like, go pretty heavy into the youth and maybe take a step back briefly to raise their ceiling much higher, potentially. Have that clean slate.
Look at all these aggro plays that Lev are just throwing at crew, like these fake TPs. That time going through with the AWP and then teleporting back to B. They're everywhere. And then Sato just picks up right back into a deep line on Showers. He's ready to fight, sure, why not?
MTA. Peak. Oh, I mean, the fundamentals aren't there in that kind of situation. Blows and Spikes are waiting for that. They're double stacked, and it's supposed to be a double swing for crew that just ends up being 2 players fed into the wood chipper.
Yeah, it is just free. I mean, unfortunately, look, we are looking at this crew team that still only have had a couple weeks to play together.
Yeah.
You're not going to get around to refining your entire map pool. It's just not possible. They have won some maps already, and they've looked good on, like, for instance, like Abyss, like the last map in this pool, right? But how much can you realistically work on? So this is a situation where it does feel like they've had to leave this one in the pool, haven't been able to play it all that much, and they're suffering the consequences of it, right?
And Lev got to play in the Chinese Esports Festival Super Champions Cup in the offseason. Did I get that right?
Oh, it's unbelievable that you can remember the name of that tournament.
That's so sick.
It's unbelievable.
That is so sick. But again, I mean, 2 very different experiences at the start of the season for these squads. Infiltrator and Benji now. 11 seconds remain. I didn't write that down, bro. You mad?
Let me double check.
Oh, okay, yeah. Only confirmation. Chat, how'd I do?
Actually, you were right. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, let's see if Benji and Infiltrator could make a miracle happen here.
Dimensional drift obviously in effect. That allows them to stick out Benji pretty quickly, and now the game is to snuff out Infiltrator. 3 on the round for King. LEVIATÁN are making short work of this crew outfit here in our first half.
King has also just been kind of casually putting up some numbers in this game. Now at 12-3. Has another orbital strike. Yeah, it's just this.
We only see it from one POV there, but
yeah, it's not great. I mean, if they were going into one player, the jump is fine to break the crosshair, but yeah, it's just Spike being ready to help. What? I miss Sato's energy.
Yeah, I hear a lot more Portuguese from the void at the moment, which is great. He's very animated. All right, couple of rounds left in this first half. LEVIATÁN have been staunch defenders of both these sites. And you can almost bank on some kind of early aggression now. This is a carbon copy of, I think, one of the first gun rounds, maybe round 5 we saw from these guys, with Neon positioned close up here in short, looking for Infiltrator. And, well, I think that is pretty self-explanatory, folks.
Just too fast. I will say, I definitely want to give Lev credit for how much they are mixing up these opening round setups and just moving this Neon op all over the map, constantly repositioning to the ideal sightlines.
All right, off we go. C's also an issue. Man, it's too much. Blows catching him out every single time. Orbital strike there, intended for Hookah, which is going to force crew away. And once again, the Spike is on the wrong side of that lanced strike.
And a familiar position for crew to be in, sadly, where they have to retrieve that Spike, which has been dropped right into the middle of the site. Might just be another situation where they have to save, much like the last.
I mean, these seasons have been so on point for Blows. As soon as he feels like there's a timing where they're going to see some waylay action, it gets deployed. MTA, the only player, and surprisingly not punished for this, by the way, the only player can obviously hit the sites with that quickness because they're not sitting on a Yoru setup. They can't sort of TP forward or do anything like that. And he's trying to dash into a Sky Smoke on the site, like we've seen from many teams on this map. He's getting nowhere.
10 seconds
effortlessly
left.
being shut down by the Fade.
Gotta say as well, this is just going to be an insane confidence boost to Lev. That they get their starter back and they're just frying the other team immediately.
This is resembling
This is dangerous, potentially. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this is like the makings of a dangerous run right now. Seriously, this is the birthplace of a dangerous lower bracket run. It has all the makings of it. You have we didn't have our starting 5 cope into he comes back, and then you start playing in God mode right away. That's
is it winning
insane
here?
Confidence boost.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about the other teams that are floating around here as well, there's some dangerous rosters. I do think EG can be pretty scary, not to mention any other teams that might fall down.
Envy and Sen are waiting
exactly
later in the bracket.
Yeah.
But again, getting ahead of ourselves just because this map is clearly not one in Crew's pool, and Lev are just totally different tier, but
yeah, I mean, setting expectations.
I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Yeah, this is definitely not a map where Crew look like they have clearly drilled protocols. Expect the next map to look differently, man. MTA shows just a pixel.
Yeah, Neon is just way too swift on these reaction shots.
Yeah.
If you peek into
The guy
this angle, you are gone.
He is on the information superhighway. It's all happening too quick for Crew to deal with right now. They've got to go for it somehow. There's going to be stall util in their way, even yet. And Neon's going to be able to catch Infiltrator out. That one was obviously at the top of Hookah. They're on side. They got a plant.
If Benji could get a kill, we'll have the orbital strike. That's a potential win con, but this conversion path from Sato will probably be enough to lock up the round.
Nags is going to be in trouble in that corner, but Sato is not actually going to check it. Nags can actually shrug this hindrance off and go for it. They have not looked in this corner. Blows out of the game. Sato revealed to Nagset. Easy kills, but now King has a chance to avenge him. Nicely done by Nagset, though. He wants to get close. He knows he's done a decent amount of damage, but Neon also presents a clock for him. That is sick from Nagset. Unreal.
Yeah, that's nice from Nags. And just a little mistake there from perhaps an overconfident Lev, just trying to get right back into the site, not clearing a corner that's standard to clear. And because of that, Nags gets some free kills. Sick shot from Neon. But
yeah, just a bit of elbow, about as early as it possibly could have been.
Ooh, that was a good kill from Neon as well.
Enemy remaining.
All right, so Crew, they're able to claw one back at the final moment. Maybe get a pistol round, get things rolling on the second half. We'll have to see.
Yeah, maybe at least a VCT, as is IGL. This is going to be a challenging matchup. Onur, of course, and the rest of LEVIATÁN. I mean, that's a veteran coach behind a veteran IGL. It's tough to get through. But it starts here in the second half of Bind.
At least they get that last round where you actually then do believe, wait, if we win the pistol, we can't get back into this game. There's a big emotional difference when you end the half at the 2 versus the 3 count on the round wins. Let's see if Crew can make it happen over on a Infiltrator posted up. Pretty good. Obviously a standout player for the team. Some info gained off that Trailblazer. Sato collects the orb.
Yeah, that Trailblazer seeing 2 players there in showers. Undoubtedly looking to draw the sky away from the B side of the map for Crew. And Lev just accounting for this are already thinking a bit more now about B. They've got no purchase in Hookah yet. They might need to double face this.
This Lev team, they are patient right now on attack. They're playing very spread across the map, not overcommitting to any particular fight or area. Just trying to pressure out some of this utility, which is definitely a net positive for the late round hit, not having to deal with potential snake bites coming through.
And there's there's a consideration to drift back because Hookah gets given up there by Nagset because of the horn. And let's say, I bet you they're leaving A. Let's check it out.
Damage from Infiltrator. Oh, what a shot from Neon.
18
He might be the real
and 2
deal.
days old and striking fear into the hearts of anybody who's not wearing his colors. There goes Benji down in a screaming heap. King able to make short work of the remainers of Crew. And yeah, this pistol round is, well, it's pretty open and shut case unless we see something truly incredible.
1 enemy remaining.
Yeah, these guys are feeling it. I mean, just straight up stat padding at that point from King. I don't blame him. He is quietly just been racking up kills throughout this entire map so far. Nags just praying that one of those pre-fires will hit something. Surely.
I think there's also a sense of like, well, I need to look like I'm trying to, win this round at least. I've got to get out there and have a crack at it. But you do walk into that feeling like your odds are pretty low. It can be crushing. Nicely done by LEVIATÁN. They worked the map really well. Tiny bits of info. The Trailblazer sees 2. They force the player out of Hookah with the horn.
Yeah, get some util out. And King just says, I'm stopping. I'm going forward, buddy.
That opening
Why
shot,
not?
though, from Neon was really nice. So it was trying to hold it down.
That was crazy. That was ridiculous. All right, basically full save for Crew. Okay, now definitely a full save. Nags doesn't even want to get the bandit.
No, you might have kept track of just how many timeouts Crew have left. Is there a consideration to make use of one soon?
Don't know. Oh, well, yes. I mean, I'll tell you, they got one. Yes.
Okay. This time they got that shower control. Neon almost getting a freebie. Look at the push-up coming out of the smoke. Good flash, catches on a 3, and the ensuing fight favors Crew. Sato, though, sharp shooting and beautiful transfers to take 3.
Just the human highlight reel back at it. That one, honestly, probably not good enough, though, for the montage. They might hit the cutting room floor in post, but that was a light Sato moment.
Diet Sato.
Infiltrator's working his way towards elbow. This could be a good position if Lev don't expect the rotate to have come this quickly.
6 in the headhunter.
Only needs 3.
He's going to hear all of this. You kill on Sato. Yep.
Yeah, they just weren't expecting the speed on that rotate.
Now, though, walking into a pretty easily assembled crossfire. And Neon doesn't even wait for Spikes to get in position. He'll line it up, and that takes Leviatán to 11. And some decent weapons to carry into the bonus. Guardian and Outlaw. See how that fares.
Fair attempt there from Crew with the pop-out flash. But yeah, it's tough to kill the Waylay, even when she's blind when you're doing that.
Yeah, Sato full flashed and double dashing away. That's nice. Yeah, very good intuition. You guys can insert the vocals there, I think.
All right, Infiltrator going, trying to post up a little bit more aggro and spam through, gets caught by Neon.
This is a gun round. This is a rifle round from Crew.
Oh, no.
And that kind of kill is actually pretty absurd.
Yeah, Neon is just doing whatever he pleases right now. It's mostly just getting kills constantly.
There is something about getting onto the VCT stage and putting up this kind of performance immediately. Guy clearly has been very, very ready.
Yeah, this Lev team, I said it before, but man, they are going to be so dangerous. Just again, in that if you catch them on the wrong day where everyone is on point, who are you supposed to kill? Who are you supposed to fight on their team?
Like, Sato is just not bothered by these.
The fact that you get to move Spike onto as your Viper and have that level of firepower in the role is crazy. Well, it's nice from MTA playing close, and Nags picks up another. Swinging out, that's a good little hold.
MTA just sprays, I think, the Viper Wall off the side of the flash popping there. And then the Viper Wall comes straight down with the departure of Spike. So Crew here can establish a foothold. I will be honest, it is with the claws on the very edge of the cliff, but
10 seconds
they are still in this game. This round wasn't starting in a great fashion. Neon found a random shorty killer mid. Flashed out King. That'll be Crew with 4 rounds on the board. We mentioned this already. Doesn't feel like this is really a map that's part of Crew's pool. When you have to cobble a team together at short notice, you do not have a chance to have a deep playbook for all of these possible maps. So you should have some level of confidence about heading into Split, even if, this is a big even if, we haven't seen them play it yet.
Yeah, interesting pick for them coming up next. A map that I think they were banning and didn't play it, if I remember correctly, but yeah, at the very least, we're not playing it, and now I've decided to pick it into Lev, who did lose on the map, so I might be feeling like
they're 0-2, I think, on Split, yeah.
All right, this is just fast with the conversion past Sato all the way in, but Infiltrator's got the back of his teammate, Benji, going to Live.
So the combat sim, they are chilling outside of Shower. At some point, Neon has to try and break this apart. Kings have been able to find 2 kills here. There's something brewing. Infiltrator! Oh, he was done either way. Between a rock and a hard place as the orbital strike came in, and Neon finally is able to chime on in from Shower. Leaf and Governor stranded. Trying to walk out with his Odin, dragging his Keister onto the side. Neon will be waiting here as well for a very nasty little crossfire. And there it is. Blows just does not want to wait any longer. Map point here for Leviatán.
Watching Neon right now reminds me of the story of that scrim where Scream was playing and killing everyone, and then they didn't realize that he actually had invincibility on the whole time during the scrim.
Wait,
it feels like that.
You're trying to
He's
tell
just
me.
unkillable.
Are you trying?
He's just.
Who does that look worse on? The players that didn't realize he was invincible, or the player that was invincible and didn't realize it?
He just thought he was him, man.
That level of self-belief I aspire to. As a middle-aged white guy, I don't know. I thought I had it already unlocked, but that's another level, dude.
My God.
Gonna fall back here.
All right, man.
Okay, well, you know, Crew, they're trying to go for the aggro play, but unfortunately they need all of the Lev players with a similar idea to just triple face onto Shower. And they do, in fact, get boomed. This might be all she wrote.
Yeah, there's really not much to do with this round now. You've lost both your players inside Shower. Governor is functionally trapped inside this TP room. He might be able to walk out, but then what? It's a very grim landscape that'll be waiting for him.
Yeah, Nag's just feeling like someone has to make a play. Why not me? Can't blame him, but...
We've seen 12-4s, 12-5s so far here in the kickoff. None of them have looked probably as one-sided as this one. This is feeling like a mismatch.
Honestly, I mean this in the most respectful way possible, but I think people would be surprised that we haven't seen a game like this with Crew yet. They've actually been way more impressive than we would have assumed. But like we're saying, this is kind of just an inevitability because they have had only a couple weeks to play together. There's no way their map pool is going to be fleshed out.
It's just I thought they'd run into a game like this early rather than later, right? Against in those higher to middle brackets, but...
Yeah, so hey, get it out the way here first. Dust yourselves off, get back for map 2, the actual pick. And we might be seeing a totally different Crew because we have seen that these guys, despite being just a cobbled together sub-roster with Lev Academy and Winthrop, that they have been able to take maps off of legit America's teams in both their other series.
Yeah, and also Abyss is the floated map, right? Which is one of the ones that Crew have actually been able to find success on.
Yeah, so the rest of this series could look very different. They can absolutely start playing it way closer. But Bind, just not their map. All good. GG. Time to go next.
And before you accuse us of coping about the map pool, well, you're kind of right, but there is at least some precedent to give us hope that Crew, if they get us to that third map at least, to make a bit of a game of it here. All right, thanks, Neon. Put us out of our misery here.
I'll give you another takeaway, though.
Okay.
Neon, well, he's definitely good.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen him before, now you know.
Not even that.
Neon is definitely good.